Chachi, sit. Sit. Oh, she wants to go for a little drive or a walk or something like that. So just a sec, Chach. Welcome. April 23rd, a Sunday. What kind of amazingness is this day gonna bring with us? I was already in here this morning a little bit. I'm just bringing something in. I got a little Hank Williams playing on a Sunday. I always like Hank on a Sunday. If you can hear a dog barking in the background in the vehicle, that is my dog. I'm here at Stanley Park. I decided to take a drive to Stanley Park today. Another shot of Stanley Park. There's the Lions Gate Bridge going over into West Vancouver. I'm working in that area right there this coming week as well. That's a dog beach right there. Get him, man! Your cheating heart will tell on you, old Hank Williams. Well, I'm just getting back from a Sunday drive. My dog, when I was leaving this morning, come into the studio here, you gotta kind of fight with her to get her outside, even to go for a walk. She's okay when she's out, but she wanted to kind of come with me this morning, so I said, okay, let's go grab a coffee and go for a drive. So I just picked up a chicken burger from a place that's just down the street here called Down Low. And let me tell you, as far as chicken burgers go, look at this thing right here. It is so good. So excuse me as I enjoy this. I'm so lonesome I couldn't cry. What is it about Hank Williams that just has that element? To be honest with you, I don't really know, like, he's kind of, you know, I don't listen to him very much over the years. It's kind of, I don't want to say new to me, but relatively new. But what I know is that all of the artists that I like are undoubtedly Hank Williams fans, and he's just got this, he's got something, he had something so special, but it's so simple sounding. So, it's just after lunch. That chicken burger, oh my God. I just don't know how it gets much tastier than that thing. That was, I haven't had one of those from that place in months. And what a weapon of a chicken burger that is. I'm sure if I would have had a hidden camera on me with a timer, the mess and the short time that I inhaled that thing would probably be quite an embarrassing thing for me. So thankfully that doesn't exist. All of the those videos I was showing earlier here on my morning drive, I drove through Stanley Park. Those of you that are not real familiar with Vancouver or Stanley Park, it borders, like, there's the downtown, and then Stanley Park is just west of the downtown, and it's like a I mean, it's a world-class park. I haven't been to I haven't been all around. I've been to certain places, but I haven't been to many places in the world. But show me a city park that is better than Stanley Park, and I really want to know, because I'd love to go there. Stanley Park has it's kind of like a peninsula, so all around it there's a seawall for walking, biking, whatever. Beautiful scenery everywhere. Like, you're seeing mountains on one side, there's a beautiful bridge you go under, there's open water, and then there's beaches, there's it's an old growth forest. Really is a beautiful park, there's no doubt. But I made a conscious, I always, I don't go downtown very much, but when I do, I'll take a drive through Stanley Park just to kind of remind myself of the amazing city that we live in. But I drove through East Hastings, which is a neighborhood here in Vancouver that has a lot of there's a lot of trouble there. It's a really it's people living on the street, drugs. It's actually a bloody shame. People that do visit Vancouver can't believe that place exists. And I was one of them 15 or 16 years ago when I came to Vancouver, and when I first saw that, you just can't comprehend how, as bad as you might have in your mind of what it is, I would bet that it's much worse than you're thinking. It's incomprehensible what we're doing there, and what we're allowing, our fellow humans to live like. It's just this. It's unbelievable, actually, what's going on down there. So I always make sure I drive through there, take a look around, and you just can't. It's again, words can't even describe it. So what a paradox, going from there, and then all of a sudden you get into some beautiful downtown area, Stanley Park, and then I drove over into a residential area in kind of the western part of the residential area in Vancouver, and it's called Kitsilano Beach, and I took a walk with my dog there, and it was vibrant, lots of people running and jogging and exercising, and Vancouver's full of that. So it kind of inspires a lot of people that do move here to get fit and healthy, and to kind of take on an active lifestyle. So it's always nice to be in that environment. Now I'm back in Eastman, getting ready to work on my sculpture. My lips could tell a lie, but my heart would know. My lips could tell a lie, but my heart would know. Hank Williams. That's kind of like the sign I have out on the door, on my front door of my studio. Shakespeare's quote there: "To thine own self be true." When I went to bed last night, I knew exactly what my first task on the old baseball glove trophy was going to be today. And it was just to pick up where I left off last night. I got a few more past champions to engrave out. And I will do that kind of first thing. And, oh, did I make a mistake there? No, okay, I like that, yeah. Yeah, so I'll engrave out those in a few minutes. I was just kind of letting my food settle. My God, that was good. Washing it down with a nice sparkly water. Yummy, yummy. So if anybody, if any of you guys ever visits Vancouver, let me know. And I'll take you to Down Low and have one of those chicken burgers, if that's your style of eating. If not, we go somewhere else. I had mentioned a book that influenced me quite a bit, and it was called Shop Class as Soul Craft, from a guy named Matthew Crawford. And he was a philosophy PhD. I think he worked in some sort of a think tank in Virginia or Washington DC area or something. He lasted about 5 minutes until he just couldn't do it any longer, and he opened up a motorcycle mechanic shop. So he's a really in-depth thinker and a really interesting guy. And the book is kind of like a modern day Zen and the art of motorcycle maintenance, kind of. And I found it very readable, very good. Like he kind of gets at the value of the people that work with their hands and how that kind of makes your life a little bit richer. And so as I was going through my notebook, a couple of the things I wrote down when I was reading that book from Matthew Crawford, Shop Class as Soul Craft. And these are his words. Viewed from this rules-based perspective, creativity is knowing what to do when the rules run out or there are no rules in the first place. So I wrote that down. Obviously that kind of hit me when I read it. When I'm making this glove, it's it's kind of just coming right out of the head, and there's something really I don't know the word here. I'm struggling to get the right word, but there's something that's well, I'll just say it's really real. There's something that's really real about it when you're making something up in your head. Like there's when I'm going to bed at night, I kind of feel invigorated. I can't wait to get up in the morning and get at this again. Another thing he says, the degradation of work is ultimately a cognitive matter, rooted in the separation of thinking from doing. Another note that I have written down here about giving a young person vocational advice. The only credible answer, it seems to me, and these are Matthew Crawford's words, is one that avoids utopianism while keeping an eye on the human good. Work that engages the human capacities as fully as possible. Yeah, that utopianism, that's a dangerous one. We're seeing that, and people think that that's possible. Like it's when people start, when ideologies start thinking that there's a possibility for a utopian society, history only tells us bad things are going to happen. And you know, I just kind of tend to not, I don't want to say I'm on the side, I like to be in the center. The radical center, as Leslie Elliott from her YouTube channel, The Radical Center, calls herself. Okay, some more words from Matthew Crawford. It is the office, rather than the job site, that has seen the advent of speech codes, diversity workshops, and other forms of higher regulation. And some might attribute this to the greater mixing of sexes in the office, but I believe a more basic reason is that when there is no concrete task that rules the job, an autonomous good that is visible to all, then there is no secure basis for social relations. Maintaining consensus and preempting conflict become the focus of management. And as a result, everyone feels they have to walk on eggshells. Where no appeal to a carpenter's level is possible, sensitivity training becomes necessary. And, you know, I'm not prodding and pushing or anything like that. I'm just reading some words, because I am having many conversations with many people all across America, all across the world, about their concerns, you know, like, and these are people that are working in offices and do have to, you know, they see something being pushed at them that they don't really agree with. And these are all really excellent people, fair people. They don't care what color another person is, how they live their lives, any of that stuff. And they're feeling as though they're having to agree to things that they just naturally and instinctively don't agree to. And it's happening all over the place. And you know, the problem that happens is when people are pushing that ideology and there's no room for any sort of dialogue, any sort of pushback, any questions, then again, history tells us we have to be aware of that. Like, you know, when you can't ask a question about something and you're getting yelled at, and the other person is certain of the answer, that's when the alarms should be going off. And I am speaking to a lot of people that's their situation. Some more words from Matthew Crawford. There is a sort of friendship or solidarity that becomes possible at work when people are open about differences of rank and there are clear standards. And what we would say, like, you know, on a job site, just a sec, car coming. On a job site, that's my neighbors, Tony, Kim, and most likely their 2 kids. On a job site, there's really no arguments about hierarchy. Everybody knows skills do the talking and who's in charge, and it speaks for itself, trust me. When you quickly know your place, and it really does work like that, you know. So it's we have to work as a team to get things done, and you know, most times at the end of a project we're really proud of it. So those are just some words from Matthew Crawford. Shop Class as Soulcraft, a great book, highly recommend it. And I'm going to get to some engraving, but I do imagine there's going to be 2 little kids that run over here right now to say hello to me. Or maybe I could be wrong about that. Hello! Oh, how you doing? Are you gonna look both ways? That's one way, and your peripheral vision. What? Is that okay if he's on a YouTube channel? Okay. Do you want to be on a YouTube video? Are you gonna say hi?
Hello. Hello.
And there's Levi following.
That's a baseball. It looks like a real baseball bat. This is a baseball glove, right?
That's a baseball glove, yeah. Okay, the very well-raised, intelligent, smart children of two very well-raised, intelligent parents are going in to have some lunch. And I'm gonna just get at my baseball here and do some engraving.
Business. Well, if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine.
Okay, folks, Hank Williams. If you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. If only we could get that going in our society more so. I think it comes down to something as simple as that. If you mind your business, you won't be minding mine. If you mind your own business. So I got a camera person here right now. He was just walking by, and he has been kind enough to hold the camera for me. I'm just trying to get a little angle here on my engravings. Okay. was my neighbor, Lizzie. She just went around the corner and realized I was doing this for YouTube and just subscribed. So I think she said she's my 19th subscriber. So I got all of these names that I did have engraved. I'm waiting on, I think it's 6 or 7 more past champions that they're trying to get me the information for. It wasn't in the information that I was given. So, you know, as you see right now, those of you that may not have watched previous videos, you'll see that I put in a stitch right here, and these are little horseshoe nails. I'm gonna have to touch up the red paint here and here, but the rest of these are gonna be all filled with those. I will first have to sand out. You can see how the Dremel leaves this. Just a sec, I'll let that van pass. Oh, look at these little munchkins. Well, thank you, Keith. I should be done next weekend. The finished product. Yeah, see you later. A little bit of action happening back here in the laneway. So then I'll have to, where was I? I will have to, you can see there's still some remnants. I'll sand all that down once I'm finished. And then in each name, I'm gonna have to get a small little paintbrush with some black stain is what I usually use when I do something like this. And usually, yeah, when I do a little engravings, I make a Christmas tree ornament for Lemieux's mentor, Fiona, every year, and I kind of do the same thing. So I'll dip in the black stain, fill those in, let that dry, and when that all dries, then I will cover the whole baseball with a nice clear coat of probably like tungsten oil or something like that to make the fur pop out, and then I think it'll be a cool little baseball. Just a sec. I had these are gonna be all my all the stitches, all the seams. I got those all painted and ready to go. For those of you that may not have watched some previous videos. So, that task, I can chalk that up as done for the moment. And it's gonna take, you know, a lot of time to do that little stain job. I'll be sitting out here just probably, you know, in the zone, listening to a little bit of music and completing that task. It'll be a challenge, that's for sure. This old mitt right here, I think this is also from the 70s. I showed you like a little trophy I made for my dad's, with my dad's glove as part of for my ball team. But this glove here actually belonged to my father's brother Leon, who had recently passed away in the past few years, and he was actually in Vancouver. And I requested that he pass on his old glove to me, which he did. So I kind of, I like, it's an old beat up glove, so it's kind of a good model to kind of, and I'm just drawing a few contours here, and I might just kind of give a little bit of texture to it with my Dremel. I'll just kind of where the fingers are, I think. Yeah, something like that, maybe. I just put a fatter bit in my little Dremel here, and I'm just going to see if I can give myself a little bit of contours. Actually, I have to wait on that. Yeah. No, I can do the back, actually. To be honest with you, I am not loving the way that that's looking. So sticking with my style, I'm just going to use a little chisel and hammer and do it by hand. I like the look of it better. I like the look of it better that way. I have these little chisels. I actually got this set in Japan, and if you can see this one, it has a little curve there, you see? It's a little, I'll put it against my jacket, easier to see. Just a little curve on her. And I think I'll just use that. Oh yeah, much better for my liking. I just like knowing that you know, when you see a piece of work, like sometimes, like when I see something that's made by hand, you can just really tell, and I just like that look better sometimes, you know? I've had this little stick. I've used this just for 15 years. It's just rough. I trimmed it up one day out of necessity, and I just never ever changed it. I just like it. It's been with me. Yeah, see, I kind of like the look of that better. Hello.
What's going on here?
What's going on here? I'm making a trophy for a Little League championship, so
Cool.
yeah.
Nice. Can I take a photo?
Sure.
All right. Awesome.
I'm waiting on information from them for the name.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know if it's going to be tournament or invitational.
Yeah.
There's a name that goes here, so I'm waiting, and then I'm waiting on, I got all the past winners engraved in.
That's sick.
So I'll stain those a darker color,
Yeah.
and then I got all these, I got little stitches going in, that'll be painted red for baseball.
Yeah.
And then when the kids win it, they're able to slide that out.
Whoa.
And hold up,
Yeah, that's so sick.
and that'll be attached, obviously.
Right
So
on.
lots of details to come, but
Yeah, that looks awesome.
thanks. I always like the details because there's lots of standing around thinking.
Totally.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll just take a photo.
Sure.
You can just look however you want.
Okay.
Like any line this up here.
Well, your voice just might be on my YouTube channel if you don't care about that.
Yeah. Oh, sick. You're filming.
Yeah. Well, I was
Cool.
just about to give you know what I just said to you was
Uh-huh.
going to be my ending. So when I was talking, I was like making sure I was getting in what I was going to say anyway.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I just said it, and then your
Sweet.
voice will be on there.
Right on. What's your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is Cowlick Combs.
Cool. Awesome. Well, search it up.
Okay.
All right. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Enjoy the walk.
Yeah. Thank you.
And it's good of you to stop and say hello, you know?
Yeah. Totally.
There's lots of that not happening.
Yeah. I bet.
Well, there you have it. So, as you heard, I'm waiting. I was just planning where I'm going to put the title of the tournament in here. So, I'm waiting on the finalization of what they want to call it, the invitational or the tournament. If I would have had that, I would have carved that all out today. And I don't know if they want the word "the." It's going to be called the Fred Ritchie Tournament, the Fred Ritchie Invitational, or just Fred Ritchie Tournament or Fred Ritchie Invitational, so I'm not exactly sure yet. So once I find that out, then I'll be able to finish my little details here, get that all stained in darker, and then I'm gonna have like a nice brown stain on the glove, I think. So I'm figuring with a little bit of evening work this week, it's going to be light. I'm not going to probably put too much time into it. But you know, by the time next weekend rolls around and at the end of the weekend, I'm hoping to have this, you know, hopefully completed. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go in, get my little dog outside again, and watch a hockey game. I think a game tonight will be starting at 6 o'clock. So thanks for joining me once again, Mom, Dad, and 3 of my nephews, or maybe 4 now. So I'll talk to you guys later. I had wanted to throw a ball this weekend, but it didn't happen. Tuesday night, our team's getting together, so I'll be throwing a batting practice. See how that goes.